Welcome everyone to Nerd of the Rings. I was answering a text when the intro popped off there. How about that? 5 years and still an amateur. That's right. Well, welcome everyone to Nerd of the Rings. We are celebrating 5 years of the channel today. That is crazy. 5 years ago that Nerd of the Rings started. Man, it has flown by. The company of such excellent and admirable viewers has helped it to fly by. So nothing like really topic wise, nothing super pressing to talk about here. But I wanted to take a chance to have a fun hangout where we could just open the floor. Any questions, anything at all. You guys have questions about Lord of the Rings, YouTube, Tolkien, whatever, you can fire away. And all the while, I'm going to be building LEGO Barad-dûr. I've had this thing sitting here in the nerd cave, and I've been itching to build it. And I was like, what better way to build this than with you guys? Thanks so much. First super chat of the night. Thank you so much. Relics of Arda. Happy 5th anniversary. Thank you so much. All right. So this LEGO set is huge, guys. And I'm all about the big LEGO sets. We've got the stickers here. So this is book 1, book 2, and book 3. There we go. I don't know if we'll get to either of these. So I'm just going to set those down there for now. We're going to focus on book 1. Here's the sticker sheet. The first thing I notice here is Sauron's got like, apparently in Barad-dûr, he has wall art of himself holding up his ring. That's pretty, using yourself as motivation, like a motivational poster of yourself. It should have like perseverance or cunning or something, you know, like those old 90s posters. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get this thing rolling. Oh, Philip Hatch. Shout out to Philip. How's it going, Philip? Nerd Hammer, he says. Yes. So I haven't, this has got some literature. I'm not going to read this whole thing here, but I appreciate that there's some behind the scenes stuff. Maybe I'll read this and then comment a bit on it next time. I'm envisioning us at least doing like a finishing stream for this. So I might not stream the entire thing, but we'll see. Yeah, so Philip made reference to Nerdhammer. So for those who may not know, I've been lurking in Josh's streams from time to time. Josh is a YouTuber friend of mine that I've chatted with a bit online here and there. Watches stuff from time to time, usually Marvel stuff, because I'm pretty clueless when it comes to Marvel stuff. And he and I got to talking, and turns out we have a shared appreciation, recent appreciation for Warhammer. We've both gotten into Warhammer recently. And we've been talking about like how there's supposed to be the Henry Cavill show or movie, whatever it's supposed to be. And finally, you know, it had just been so long since any news had come out. Josh says to me one day, hey, if this Henry Cavill show actually happens, we should start a Warhammer podcast. And then I kid you not, 2 days later, Henry Cavill posts on Instagram that the Warhammer project had gotten greenlit. So then I message him back and I'm like, I guess we're doing a Warhammer podcast now. So yeah, so stay tuned. We have conversations ongoing, but yeah, if all goes well, then here in the next couple months sometime you'll have a Nerdhammer podcast here on YouTube that you can enjoy. So there we go. There's our first piece. Frodo Baggins. Try to get the focus right on here. Let me know if the focus is off, guys. There we go. Got Frodo with the ring. Set him off to the side here. All right, let's get cracking. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I just started getting into Warhammer lore. I've flown through 2 of the Horus Heresy books, like the main ones. And they're pretty good, I have to say. Like, I don't think, I'm always going to be biased. Nothing's going to touch Tolkien. But I was impressed by the depth and like the variety of characters. Like, I kind of always just pictured Space Marines as all being just like, I don't know, simpleton kind of dumb wrecking balls, and that's not really the case. Like, there's a lot of very interesting philosophical and ethical questions that have already arisen. It's going to be a fun journey. Speaking of fun journeys, building this LEGO Barad-dûr is going to be pretty legit too. The LOTR Gamer, thank you so much for the super chat. Love this LEGO set. Yes, this is a fun one. Yeah, I've got, if you can see, I know I'm small on the screen, but Rivendell is back there. I almost said Minas Tirith. That's my wishful thinking, because if you've watched the channel, you know that's like my dream set for them to make, is just a gargantuan Minas Tirith. So if anybody hears this from LEGO, let me know. Let me know you hear me and say, yes, Matt, we would love to make LEGO Minas Tirith. All right. So what do you guys, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think should be the next LEGO set? I've heard rumors online. I don't know how valid those are. It's just like random things pop up into my feed on social media. That Bag End would be the next one, which is cool. But like, there already was one for The Hobbit, which I have that one on my shelf in the background here. So yeah, I'd be a little bummed if that was the next one. Not bummed, I should say, because it'll probably be bigger. It'll probably, feature a lot of, it's come a long way even in the last 10 years, like the intricacy. So I wouldn't say bummed. Bummed is a poor choice of words, but I'm most excited about new sets is what it is. All right. All right, let me make sure. I'm going to try not to miss any super chats here. Sergio Botero. Sergio's one of the artists featured on the channel here. Make sure I'm doing this right before I... Okay, so we can we can keep track how many times I mess up today. How many times will I have to backtrack? Like just now. Like, I'm pretty sure. Where did I go wrong here? See? Oh, yeah. See, I missed like a whole layer of stuff. This is going to be challenging for me because I'm already one of those people who gets in too much of a hurry building Legos, and I have to backtrack. So trying to do this while streaming will be very interesting. So there you go. For those of you who want to keep score at home, that is one backtrack thus far. All right. So Sergio says, thanks for using real art in your channel, both traditional and digital, instead of AI generated imagery as other YouTubers do, and absolutely sucks. I fully agree. I do not like AI art at all, to be honest. it just kind of feels soulless to me. Yeah, I've never, like so much of it has like the same plasticky look to it. I don't know, maybe there's some out there that looks better than others, but I've yet to be wowed by AI artwork. Yeah, there's so many amazing artists out there doing Tolkien art and other fandom art. See, there I go again. Put it in the wrong way. It's just it would be a shame. Like I would not feel good about putting AI art in the same video as real art. So that's been my outlook on it. I think there's a lot of use cases where AI could be helpful. So, I'm not one of those that's just like anything AI, I'm like gonna throw a fit about. But, I want, instead of AI like doing artwork and creative stuff, I want it to like do my laundry for me, Like, when are we gonna have, I think I might have even said this before, when are we gonna have a C3PO droid that can come, live in my house, come to my house, whatever, and like just clean my house for me? Like, that sounds great. That sounds like a great use of AI. That's just me. Minas Tirith or Helm's Deep set. Oh, Helm's Deep would be cool too. I have the smaller one, but I would want a big one. And the one that exists is kind of disconnected a bit. I'd like it to be more of a solid piece. Rumor is they'll come out with a line of more affordable sets before another $300 to $500 one. I could see the bag end. If it's the same as the old bag end, like size-wise, that would be more in like probably 150, I'm guessing. I don't know. I feel like that's probably the neighborhood. You probably know better than I do. Springtime 0502. Pick an age to live in. However, the age you pick, it's at the height of war and you of age to fight. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's see here. Height of war. Okay, so first age, you've got, it's just awful. Like, the whole thing is the height of war. Let's be honest. Second age, you've got, I mean, none of them are pleasant. None. I was like, which one's the least horrible? But I don't know. At that point, playing the hypothetical game, you almost, out of morbid curiosity, you kind of want to say like, all right, well, let's screw it. Let's do War of Wrath. And, it's going to be awful, but it'll be a spectacle, by golly. What a way to go, right? Yeah, third age. Watcher. Third age, because they're going to win. Eventually. I guess War of the Ring is the biggest third age battle. But there's plenty of others that you could get trapped in that would be just horrible too. Like, oh, I'm a dwarf in Moria in 1979 of the third age. Just minding my own business, delving for mithril. And the next year, you're attacked by a Balrog. It's true, though. War of Wrath would be a way to go. Yeah, 0.5% of the build in 20 minutes. I don't even know if it's 0.5% of the build. How many blocks is this? This is like 5,000 pieces, I think. Higgy Baby says, for every $5 super chat, Matt speaks in Gollum for 5 minutes. I don't make the rules. Happy 5th anniversary, Matt. Thanks for putting up with me. 5 minutes is a long time to talk in Gollum voice. I will definitely talk in Gollum voice in exchange for super chats. I'm like you know, I guess it's like a dancing monkey, you know. You throw me a super chat and I'll talk in Gollum voice if that's what you're requesting. All right. Let's try not to screw this up. So this guy goes on here, and Frodo goes right there. So there we go. I think this is like a little bonus piece where Frodo's like in the cracks of doom, because he's not going to be in Barad-dûr. So hopefully to just like, well, not hopefully, but I mean, I'm guessing it's to kind of like fill out the set, and maybe this is an extra piece that sits off to the side. Get you some more minifigures, probably, is what that is. All right. All right. Lego plus Lord of the Rings equals awesomeness. Do you play LOTR? I play LOTR on occasion. See, the thing is, I have to have someone holding my hand when I play LOTR, which is why I grab like Yoyston from Men of the West or someone like that to help me along, because otherwise I get lost. There's so many options on the menu. I have that like paralysis of analysis thing where I'm just staring at the menu like, what do all these things do? Kind of freaked out by it all. But it's very fun to just like go and chill too. Just go on a nice tour of Middle Earth. All right, here we go. All right. I gotta say, part of the reason I would really like a Minas Tirith is because you could get an awesome set of minifigures with that. Think of all the characters. Especially if you're going off the movie version, you could even get like the King of the Dead in there and stuff. But I mean, you could have Theoden and some of the Rohirrim. You know, that's probably what they would end up doing. So they would probably have a big Minas Tirith set, but then like a Ride of the Rohirrim set where you build like an Oliphant and some Rohirrim on horses, maybe. That seems logical, right? I'm very curious to see how far I can get in this tonight during a single stream. Yeah, Helm's Deep would be good too. I wouldn't mind that. Like a bigger Helm's Deep than the original one. I'm a sucker for these ginormous sets. They take forever to build, and it's so relaxing to me to build Legos. I just think it would be awesome. Jess Stewart says, if I ever become a millionaire, one entire room of my mansion will be devoted to Lego. I like that idea. Mal asks, do you watch any football? And I have to answer. I just grabbed the total wrong piece there for a second. I have to answer your question with a question to start with. What kind of football do you refer to? Are you referring to American football or like international football? American. Yes. So I occasionally watch football. I'll usually watch the Super Bowl. I almost always root for the underdog. My team, in case you're curious, is the Indianapolis Colts. But I haven't paid much attention to them lately because they're quite terrible. And honestly, I was kind of miffed with the way that they let go of Peyton Manning quite unceremoniously, in my opinion. That never sat well with me. So I haven't found my same passion for watching football since then. Watched a bit of the national championship game last night. I actually turned it off because it was like a blowout at first. Jess says, I watch people who watch football. All right, let's see here. There we go. What about Hacky Sack? No, I don't watch Hacky Sack. No, I didn't know you could watch Hacky Sack unless you're at like a college dormitory, I suppose. Amanda says it took 14 hours to build the set. Well, spoiler alert, I will not be streaming for 14 hours tonight, in case you're wondering. All right, there's that. I have a feeling stream 2 will be really fun to watch of this because it'll start looking much more like Barad-dûr and less like, random building on the bottom here. Oh, I think I missed adding a piece here. Whoops, sure did. Here we go. Let's get this on here. Bam. Whoop, wait. There we go. Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Whoop. Jeez. There we go. Okay. Oh, I saw a good 15 hours then. I saw a Hunt for Gollum question. What character were you cast as in the Hunt for Gollum? I have not been cast in the Hunt for Gollum. I don't anticipate being cast in the Hunt for Gollum. Who would I play in Middle Earth, though? That's a good question. We'll twist it around a little bit. What kind of character do you think I'd play? I mean, I've already been dressed up as a dwarf by Weta, so that's pretty legit. That's pretty fun. Tom Bombadil. Oh, if I'm dressing up as Tom Bombadil, I'm going all out on the singing and stuff. I should probably set this down. There we go. All right. Does that look okay? Ori the bookkeeper. One of the men of Dale. Yeah, okay. Thanks so much, Adam, for the super chat. Adam Tomplate, thank you so much for all the content. I actually picked up and read Lord of the Rings because of your lore deep dives. Congrats on 5 years. Well, thank you so much, Adam. And thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. I love hearing that. I've said it so many times, but those are my favorite stories of when folks get into the books because they watch the videos. That's awesome. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, I was going to say, I've built enough Legos to know that this is too many pieces left over and that I skipped something. So here we go. Now we get to fix what I skipped. All right. Bam. Yes. Okay. Nailed it. Still, I'm curious about this one. I feel like this one might have supposed to be going somewhere. That's an awfully big piece to have a spare of. Just FYI. One of the blue wizards? Okay. Maybe an orc would be fun. I've always thought an orc would be fun. Because it seems like you just get to ham it up like crazy and really go for being over the top. Evil and vile. What about their legs? They don't need those. Oh, they look tasty. It just seems fun. All right. Let's see. We got another super chat from Andrew Brown. A Bandai Master Grade Balrog model would rule. Interesting. I think okay, so one of my things that I would love to see. This is from the Lego Hobbit video game. Part of the DLC that they had was like baby Smaug, and it was like a minifigure sized Smaug. I would love to get a minifigure of Smaug. I just think it would be awesome. Like a big Smaug would be cool. Believe me, I've looked a couple times at the listings on eBay. They're insane for the Smaug set. But man, that would be fun to have a little miniature Smaug. Angel, thanks so much for the $10 super chat. Congrats and happy 5 years near the rings. It's been so fun to see this channel grow and hit that million milestone. Thanks for always being a positive light in this community. Thank you so much, Angel. And thank you for being such an awesome moderator here on Nerd of the Rings. All right, there we go. Samwise Gamgee with the file of Galadriel and a sword. Perhaps Sting. I mean, by now he would have Sting in this story. So if they're at the cracks of doom. All right. And now we proceed. Okay. All right. All right. Aowen's Pride. Thanks for the super sticker. It's a little, is that a kung fu dog? I think it is. Or a ninja dog. That's pretty cool. Oh, before we cut off the stream tonight, remind me, and I will build this fell beast. That was the special thing that came with the big set when you ordered the big set initially, until they ran out of them. But I have one of these, so I'm going to build that so that you guys can see something completed here tonight, because we'll probably quit before the entire tower is complete. But I didn't want you guys walking away, with this sense of incompletion. All right. Do you have a planned location for this Lego set visible on your streams or elsewhere? Will it have to replace something? Man, yeah, that's a good question. So I kind of sort of have a spot that I might be able to squeeze it in next to Rivendell, but Rivendell's pretty big. And I don't like the idea of replacing Rivendell because I really, really like the Rivendell one. So it might have to live off camera, unfortunately. But maybe it'll make an appearance here and there. I do kind of switch things around on the shelf just to mess with people sometimes to see if people notice what I've changed from time to time. All right. Nope, that's not right, is it? Dang it. Messed that up. Where's my tool? Here we go. Bam. There we go. That's better. All right. There's just enough glare on my instructions here. Nope. There we go. Backwoods Sam, always happy to see me upload. Awesome. I love hearing that. That's great. I am always excited to upload. I still get excited. 5 years later, I still get excited on release day. I do have a theory video coming out pretty soon. It's been a little while. All right. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of very similar shape size pieces here. I'm trying not to screw this up royally. There we go. Nope, that's not the right one. Oh, I hate when can't find the right piece. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. It always is. Unless I leave it in the bag, which I don't think I did. Oh, there was one piece in there. It's not the one I'm looking for, though. That's ironic. On this one? Blast. Okay. How's my neck doing? My neck is doing all right. I have this shorter chair because it has like a back support. It's like if I sit on a stool, I'll be the right height, but it will kill my back. All right. Come on now. This was bound to happen at some point. This is usually when I get my kids to come in with fresh eyes and be like, find this piece. It is a black piece, a black 2-piece. What titles? Katie's asking what titles people would give me. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna double check. Don't think it's fallen on the floor. All right. I'm gonna call an audible here. We're going to use one of these brown pieces. This is dangerous. Okay. Now I'm just thinking of Lego Movie where he yells, "That's against the instructions." Have you ever live streamed any of the Peter Jackson films? We did watch parties for each of the trilogy on their 20th anniversaries. So I don't know where we'll take that next. Maybe this year we could do like the animated movies. I was thinking we'd do a watch party for Rohirrim at some point. Like maybe after it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray and everything. I think that'd be cool. All right. Whoops. I found that piece that I was missing. Ah, oh, shoot. Okay. It's still early enough that I can fix it. It's ridiculous. How did I miss that? There we go. One of the few people who actually use this tool, I think, because I mess up so often, which you guys get to bear witness to now. All right. Here we go. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Esquivel. Yeah, I'm catching up on some unboxings and some reviews. So pretty soon here, I'll have videos out for the poems of Tolkien and History of Middle-earth, Volume 4. And we also have some more statues coming up. I've got a Galadriel, a double dose of Galadriel. That's all I'm going to tell you. But it's 2 very cool Galadriel statues that I picked up. Oh, that's a good question. I did see, so Monica brought up the War of the Rohirrim with the Japanese audio. Apparently that's being released in the UK here soon. I'm sure it'll be on the Blu-ray and everything when it comes out. I wonder if they'll have it. Do they have it on streaming? I haven't bought it on streaming because I'm holding out for the physical media. Long live physical media. So I haven't seen if the streaming version has Japanese as an option. It would make sense if it did. But I would hope that the 4K Blu-ray and everything, those releases would have it. I can't imagine why they wouldn't. All right. JD Machado, do you think they'll release an extended edition of War of the Rohirrim with some more animation cleanup here and there? I don't know. I actually asked that. If you go back and watch my video from New York Comic-Con, I asked Phoebe and Artie about an extended edition. The thing with animation versus live action is live action, you film a bunch of stuff and then stuff ends up on the cutting room floor. Whereas animation, I don't think it's as nearly as common, like not as much makes it to the point where it's finished. Before they decide to cut it. So like it probably got cut in like previs or something. So it's if there is stuff to see, it would probably be like a special feature deleted scene or something. I know that, I mean, there were some edits made and stuff, I'm sure, where they could maybe trim down a scene here and there, but I don't think it's not going to be anything, I'm sure, on the scale of like the live action films is what I'm getting at. Abigail, congratulations on 5 years. Your channel has taught me so much and never fails to cheat me up. Which she then corrected as cheer me up. I like that. I appreciate that. Thanks so much, Abigail. All right. Here we go. Is this right? Oh, wait. I got to put another piece on here. There we go. All right. Here's another question for the chat. Oh, Adam, we need a bookshelf tour soon. Yeah, we do. The problem is my bookshelf has gotten to the point where the bookshelf doesn't hold everything. So it would be kind of a lot. I don't know how I would do it because it's kind of a mess. Like I really need a bigger bookshelf. Yeah, in case you're curious, a little behind the curtain view here, we're looking at possibly getting a Nerd Cave 2.0 going, which would be as a separate studio space basically for me to operate from. Yeah, that's all I'll say at the moment, but we've got some plans in the works to hopefully get some more permanent setup. So like this is, right in front of me is my computer where I work and everything. And we're hoping to eventually get it to where I can have like a setup for things like this or unboxings or whatever, that I don't have to drag this table into this room. Just some more space, give me a chance to kind of spread out all my nerdy stuff here. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, it'd be awesome if that happened in the next year. I'm not gonna, commit to any timeline by any means yet, but that's one of the things we're hoping to do. But a question for the chat, I'll ask, so what are some non-Tolkien things that you've seen or experienced recently that you really enjoyed? Whether it's a movie, game, whatever. I'm curious. What other things are people discovering and getting into? All right. Pipe smoking, fishing videos. Interesting. Alien Romulus. I need to watch that. Fun story. Okay. Alien Romulus made me think of something. Fun story from my time in New Zealand. And speaking of which, here in the next couple weeks, I'll have another big video. This is going to be the biggest video I have from New Zealand. It's touring all the different sites that we went to, all the filming locations with red carpet tours. So it's a big one. It's taken us a lot longer than I expected to get it edited and everything, but it's going to be really fun because it's going to show off a lot of really cool spots, and just a lot of really cool experiences down in New Zealand. But fun story, when I was down in New Zealand and we were touring around at What a Workshop, one of the things that my videographer and I happened to catch a glimpse of a xenomorph head that was somewhere in the workshop there. And, obviously we couldn't say anything about it. So like at that time, nobody knew that Weta was working on it and stuff, I don't think. Or maybe they did, but they, hadn't released any images or anything. So yeah, we saw this xenomorph head prop. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, I really need to see that because I haven't sat down to watch it yet. Listening to Christopher Lee's heavy metal band. That's a good one. Fleetwood Mac. Okay. Watching all the Aliens and Predators together. That's a very mixed bag of quality too, I will say. Ooh, where do you recommend Tolkien fans start to read Brandon Sanderson? Curious but skeptical. Tolkien has set a very high bar. Oh, all right. Now we're getting into the part where this is a little new for me. So usually I'm like converting people to read Tolkien, but now I'm talking to people who've read Tolkien and getting them to hop on the Sanderson bandwagon. So for those of you who don't know, I started reading Sanderson's works in April of this year and barreled through the Cosmere books like crazy. I don't know. Higgy's probably kept better track than I have, but it's something like, I feel like I've read at least 10 books over the course of 8 months. And it's been awesome. I highly recommend. My favorite still is Mistborn. The first one that I read is still my favorite because I just loved it so much. So that's where I recommend. Higgy, my moderator Higgy here, will definitely have opinions on what the order is. But we'll see. Yeah. I highly recommend Mistborn though, because I just adore that book. Kelsier is definitely one of my favorite characters, who's a big part of that first Mistborn book in particular. So yeah. Adam says, gonna start a Sanderson channel. We shall see. These things, take some time to get trucking. Like I said, Josh and I had talked about doing Warhammer a while there, and we're just starting to explore that. The nice thing about the Warhammer one is, I've got Josh to work with me on it, because tackling an entire new, especially if it's lore based channel, on my own is a bit too daunting. I gotta kind of protect my sanity a bit, we'll say, because the time can get eaten up really quick. And this is all, like, Nerd of the Rings is always going to be my top priority, and I can't hop on to, I can't undertake something they would potentially put that in jeopardy in terms of, which I wouldn't let it, obviously. But, anything that I'm hesitant nowadays to start any ventures that I feel that I might have to set aside in order to take care of my main channel. I want to go in with some measure of confidence that I can do both. So, yeah. Can't stop looking at that extra piece. That's definitely isn't an extra piece. I know, right? I've looked at it a couple times too, and I'm like, I can't imagine that's supposed to be an extra piece. We may never know what it is. Like, it'll just be a mystery. I'll just leave it sitting in Barad-dûr somewhere. Fitzgerald Films. How long were you a wedding videographer? I was doing that on the side for, I want to say like 3 or 4 years, something like that. So 3 or 4 summers. Weddings are predominantly in the summer and spring and fall. Okay, so basically, I did have the occasional one in the winter. So by the end of it, I was doing them pretty often. Like word of mouth is a big thing with wedding videography. So yeah, by the time I was done, it was pretty. There was kind of a lot. Shoot, sorry, I missed some pieces. I told you that's going to happen. Let's see here. I saw another question about theology, Tolkien's theology. Oh, have you ever considered doing videos on Tolkien's theology as seen through Lord of the Rings? Yeah, I've got a couple ideas for video topics about Tolkien and his faith that I think could be really fun to explore and look at. So I'd say stay tuned for that. So I'm just making sure I didn't miss any other pieces because that happens occasionally. Okay. Yeah, and the same thing with when it comes to the Sanderson stuff, like I would love to start a Sanderson channel. I need to get the right situation, and I feel like I'd have to partner with somebody on it for my own sanity. Like I do all the writing for Nerd of the Rings videos. I have an editor, Taylor, who's awesome. Taylor's been working with me since Rings of Power season 1, so like 2022. He came on kind of in the middle of that first season of Rings of Power and was a godsend because it's a lot of work. So yeah, I think the key to starting new channels is finding folks to partner with to make it manageable for me. So yeah. So I won't commit fully. I'm not going on here and announcing, hey, a Sanderson channel is coming, but it is definitely on my radar and something that I've been thinking about. So there you go. Thanks so much for the super chat, the big boy beast. It's got Gollum as the the profile image there. I'll read it in Gollum voice because you have Gollum and people were wanting me to read Gollum voice earlier. Okay.
Hey, Matt. I've been watching all your lore videos for a bunch of years now. I'm curious, what is your favorite period of time? / your favorite historical event in Middle-earth?
Favorite period of time and historical event. Okay. So, that's a good question. There's a lot to choose from. That is a very big question. Oh man. Period of time. Well, I saw someone say, ask about like what first age tales I'd want to see made and stuff like that. I think the first age is, because it's so unexplored for the most part, I feel like it's one of the more intriguing ones, just because like there's fewer people that know about it. Like you can, chat with some random person and they probably know a decent amount about Third Age just from like the movies and stuff. But yeah, man, there's so much story that is ripe for the telling. Sorry, now I'm getting distracted by this. I'm like this. Every time I get to a point where it's like, I feel like I have the potential to mess this up if I don't pay attention. Yes, I think the First Age is very intriguing to me because I feel like that story could be really cool, not just in an adaptation, but it just is really cool. And the way it connects to the Third Age stuff. Favorite event? Man. Okay. I have more. Okay. I have more pieces. I'm discovering that I'm not good at multitasking is what we've determined here. This is what we've learned today, folks. Realize I totally skipped over adding some pieces here. Okay. Favorite event. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have I have too many leftover pieces. So this is ridiculous. I cannot. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Yep.
Stupid fat hobbit. Ruins the LEGO set.
All right. Here we go. There we go. Okay. That looks more like an acceptable amount of leftovers right there. There we go. Oh my gosh. Unreal. I have 2 extra rings. That's kind of fun. Of all the extra pieces. Got 2 extra rings over here. And an extra file of Galadriel. That would have came in handy for Frodo and Sam. 2% done after an hour. Is that accurate? Someone should Google how many bags are in this thing because I'm pretty sure it's a lot. So I'm very curious to know if I'm actually 2% done. Oh, it looks like I get to set this aside for a minute here. All right. Abigail Remington, any tips on starting a nerd channel? I would love to start a more comedic rant style Lord of the Rings channel and would love any pointers. Yeah, so there's some advice that, I've heard over the years that I really like. One of the big ones is to start. Like so many people think about doing, and this goes to anything, not just YouTube channels, but people think of picking up a hobby or picking up, starting a venture of some kind, and they think about it and they think about it and they plan and they plan and they don't ever actually come to doing the thing. And a big part of it, and especially, we're talking about YouTube here, if you don't start, then nothing's going to happen. So the big thing that I would say is, you want to do some planning, you want to have an idea for what you want to do, obviously, and what your content's going to be, but know that, you can pivot and you can see what works with the almighty algorithm and what doesn't. And you can tweak your approach and tweak your, tweak how you do things, how you create the content, what focus you have, and just see what resonates with the audience, with viewers. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the pieces again. So yeah, there's that. The big one is, start, because if you don't start, then nothing's ever going to happen with it. You know, you don't know until you try something. What other things? It's funny because I know like some of the things that I say. Oh, I did the wrong piece there. I was paying attention and I still did the wrong piece. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. There we go. That's better. The other thing that I've heard, you know, people say, and I totally agree with this as well, is the number one reason that people fail at YouTube or stop doing YouTube is they give up too soon. Like, don't expect any measure of success to come overnight. Like, celebrate the incremental steps, you know, when you get 20 subscribers or whatever. Like, there's a time when 20 subscribers is very exciting. Breaking 100 subscribers is very exciting. And understand that, like, it doesn't just happen overnight. Like my channel grew fast, but what people didn't see when it, like, you know, for a lot of people, it like showed up out of nowhere kind of thing. But what they didn't see is that it was like 9 months of just toiling away and not getting many views at all before it got picked up by YouTube and really took off. So yeah, I almost gave up on it. I tell this story all the time. Like, I was ready to call it quits, and my wife was like, "No, give it a couple more weeks. Like, you took some time off when we adopted our daughter. I took some time off from uploading," and she's like, give it a little bit more time because you took some time off. And it was like 2 weeks after that I released the Complete Travels of Gandalf, and it went nuts. So you just never know. And don't be afraid to try things too, to try different things. You know, like so many of my videos that I made, and even now, like my theory video for this week is just one that I thought was fun. Try to keep it fun if you're starting a channel, because if it's not fun, if it's not something you're passionate about and you don't find it fun, then you're not going to stick with it. You know, that's what gets you through the times when, you know, you're getting 20 views on a video. If you're having fun with it, then it's still fun. If you're doing it, you know, I didn't have any aspirations to have you know, like when I started, I was like, oh, maybe I'll make some side money with this if things go really, really well. And it's kind of crazy how sometimes that's you know, side things that you don't have huge expectations for end up being the main thing. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. I was trying to build this this yellow part that was kind of throwing me off what I was supposed to do here. But yeah, I would say start. That's the big thing. Get rolling, get started, and have fun with it. Yeah, surprise. I missed a piece. There we go. Bam. All right. So I missed some of the other comments of people, what they had gotten into recently. One of the things that I saw the movie Wicked recently. It's pretty darn good. I had never seen the play before, so I have no idea what people think of it who saw the play. Apparently, there's also a book. Didn't know that either. I had zero knowledge, but I was like, oh, There's some banger music in this thing. I'm a sucker for a good musical, though. All right. There we go. This is gonna be one of those sets where it doesn't look like anything until like I get to the halfway point, I think. Oh yeah, technically I did only watch. Yeah, I didn't know it was a two-parter either. Yeah, that was one of those where like it pops up on the screen part 1 on the tile card, and I was like, wait, what the heck? I am curious. So for people familiar with that, okay. Like I said, we can talk about non-Tolkien things. It's not against the rules. So what do you guys think? I was reading online that a lot of people think part 2 of the musical, like act 2, I guess. I'm guessing they break it off at the same point. If they don't, that would be news to me as well. The act 2 isn't as good, so they're kind of worried about the quality of the part 2 of the film. Oh, it gets darker. Oh, Katie has an interesting question here. Nerd of the Rings, you give so much to the Tolkien community and fandom from this channel and your nerdery, but what do you want to impart to your kids from it? Ooh, if you feel comfortable sharing, sure. Well, it's very kind of you. I hope that, you know, the channel is a net positive in the fandom of Tolkien, and that it helps the fandom of Tolkien to grow and for more people to discover what I always say, it's the greatest fantasy world of all time. It's amazing, and the more people that I can share that with, the better. As far as what I want my kids, impart to my kids from it, man. From Tolkien's world specifically, gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I hope that I am imparting on my kids, you know, with good morals and principles and how they treat other people. And you know, I love stories that, you know, and I know some people, you know, kind of rag on Tolkien about how it's good versus evil and it's clear cut and stuff. I think it's more complex than that, but I do love heroes that just have strong, uncompromising moral compasses and do what's right because it's the right thing to do. And yeah, I guess I I hope they get that. I hope they get yeah. I mean from a practical standpoint, yeah, I think someone Fort Went T, passion for a topic and good work ethic. Yeah, I hope so. Those are definitely, I feel like the farm boy in me definitely has come in handy when working on this channel and late nights editing and pushing through all-nighters to do the best, so that I can go to sleep knowing that I did the best I could and, worked as hard as I could, that kind of thing. I don't know, but kids these days, I don't know if they're getting that one. I guess that's how it always goes, right? Like the older people always think younger people don't work as hard. But yeah, I think passion for something for sure. Like it's fun to have things that you're passionate about. Whether it's Lord of the Rings or Legos, whatever. Yeah. The one and only Jansen. Hello, Matt and chat. Happy 5 years. Thanks so much. My friend has Lord of the Rings statues and Lego Star Wars Museum here in Sweden. What? That's awesome. Someone just asked about the Nazgul. Yes, we'll build that toward the end of the stream so that you guys can see something completed, because we're working on this right now, but it's not going to get to completion because I'm a slow builder, in case you hadn't figured that out yet. I'm kind of slow when it comes to this. Or if I'm fast, then I tend to kind of mess up. Or I go slow and I mess up. Either way, there's going to be mess ups. Oh, the light kit. Brown Eyes of Mandalore. How do you feel about Notre Dame's loss to Ohio State? I grew up in Cincinnati, but live in South Bend, so I'm torn. Oh, man. So my mother-in-law is a big Ohio State fan. And so I kind of sort of followed them, because she's so into it. I've never been like hardcore into any college football team. Like the last college football team I can remember caring for was when like Drew Brees played for Purdue, which has been a long time for those of you who aren't sports ball people. So yeah, I think more than anything, it was like the movie Rudy had me thinking like, oh, it'd be cool if Notre Dame won, because that's who Rudy played for. And Rudy was played by Sean Astin, who played Sam. So there we go. That's as much thought as I put into that decision. But I will say my Pacers are playing really well right now. As far as NBA teams, the Pacers are my team. So if you're a basketball fan, feel free to drop your team in there. Let me know who you rooting for. All right. Okay. Don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. There we go. Okay. Just psyching myself up to not mess this up completely. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Chicago Bulls. The Toon Squad. Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. I don't want to miss the super chat. Dom Projects. Thanks so much for the super chat. Really appreciated. And so guys, in case you're curious, like what super chats do, how those help the channel. Wait, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, that's the last piece there. I still feel like that's more than I should have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's one right there. Aha! The instincts kicked in. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, super chats help out. Obviously they help support the channel, help me make videos and stuff. The other thing that I love doing, one of my favorite things that have come from the success of this channel, is being able to commission new Tolkien artwork. So that's one of the things that I use in particular, like super chat and Patreon and YouTube memberships funds for. So yeah, when you see new Tolkien artwork, we've done a lot lately with Ralph Damiani. That's from you guys. So you guys are playing a part in making new Tolkien artwork to share with the world. So that's really cool. So thank you for supporting the channel. For all you who've left super chats and supported the channel in that way. That's awesome. So Dom Projects says, hello, Matt. Love your videos. What is your favorite non-Tolkien fantasy? I love the Tolkien books and I'm struggling to find other good fantasy books. Here we go. Yeah, there's already people like chiming in with this. Yeah. Sanderson is like for fantasy. That's would probably be my recommendation. That it's been a super, super fun fandom to get into. Not just because of the quality of the books, which I love, but the fandom itself is great. It's fantastic. I went to Dragonsteel Nexus. There's Gollum, by the way.
There he is. Little Lego Gollum. He's ready to dance and dance and dance with his fish. He's got a fish. I'm going to put it in his hand. Right there. Yes. Juicy. Nice fish. As big as Gollum's head. It is so nice.
All right. So there's Gollum. I don't know if he's supposed to have the fish, but I gave it to him. He looked like he needed it. All right. Yes. So I would say Sanderson for sure. I'm going to recommend Sanderson 100%. Like I said to the questioner earlier, I recommend starting with Mistborn. I love Mistborn so much. So good. But then Stormlight Archive, can't go wrong with that. As far as fantasy, that's like the most pure fantasy of his books. Yeah, man. Okay, so Dom Projects. There you go. There's your assignment. You're looking for good fantasy books. Sanderson's got you covered. I love it. I've read so many of the books in the last year. So this is great timing that you asked this question, because I actually have a strong opinion about it. So check them out. If you want the high fantasy books, you want to start with The Way of Kings. And if you want to go kind of the commonly recommended route of trying it out, go with Mistborn. What on earth? Oh, okay, I see. All right. Wait, let me double check this. This is... That looks weird. Why does that look weird? What piece is that? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I just had to make sure I wasn't going to screw something up. Something I am prone to doing. Like putting all these off by one spot, which I just did. Gosh.
Stupid fat hobbit.
I'm going to say that. Every time I screw up, get a little dose of Gollum voice. All right. There's that. There's that. Okay. Alex von Gollum. That's an awesome name. Hey, Matt, is there any biography book of Christopher Tolkien? I'd love to learn about the process of how he put together Silmarillion and other books, his passion for his great enterprise. Oh, that is a great question. There's not a biography. One book that I will highly recommend is Great Tales Never End, which is a collection of like essays in honor of Christopher that ended up coming out shortly after his passing. And there's some great stories in there about Christopher and his dad. I think you get bits like about Christopher if you're interested in like him as a person. There's bits of that like in the letters, you know, there's some letters to him from his father. I think you'll learn the most about what he did in putting together Silmarillion and the Histories of Middle Earth by reading those books, especially History of Middle Earth, because he does a really good job of telling you like when he had decisions that he had to make and stuff like that. But Great Tales Never End, I feel like would be a really good starting point. I feel like that'd be a good choice. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. Oh, did you guys see the announcement? And maybe Katie or one of the mods can put it in the chat about the company that's doing like costumes and LARP stuff in Middle Earth. I would butcher the name of the company if I tried to recall, like say it off the top of my head, because I know it's like German and I totally botch it. But that sounds like it could be really cool. I'm very curious to hear more when they, announce more, but they talked about like events and stuff. So yeah, there, Katie's got it. High five, Katie. Well done. All right. Sometimes I have to lift up this book to get the glare out of the way here. Is there any biographies on Tolkien's family? No, really just the ones on Tolkien himself. So you've got the Humphrey Carpenter one, which does have some minor things I think that have come out that conflict with what's in the biography, but still a really good biography. And then you've got like the Tom Shippey ones, Road to Middle Earth, Author of the Century. But yeah, I don't think there's anything about the wider family. It's they're all focused on J.R.R. Tolkien himself. And most of them focused around Middle Earth. If you haven't read the Letters of Tolkien, though, I highly suggest that one. They just came out this past year. We got that expanded edition. Which we know from the folks at Tolkien Guide who have like a full guide. If you haven't been to Tolkien Guide, I'm just gonna keep asking Katie to post the links for me. But yeah, Tolkien Guide has a guide to Tolkien's letters on there, and they reference a lot that are not in the books that we know exist. So that's led some to wonder, like, could we end up with a part 2 or whatever they would call it of Tolkien letters, where we would get a whole nother book of Tolkien letters? I think that would be amazing. I have a feeling it would probably sell pretty well too. So here's hoping. You never know. Kind of feels like we get surprises. The last few years, it feels like we've gotten surprises when it comes to new editions or reprints. Oh, here's another one. Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick. All right. Because there is a book, guys, that I have been looking at. I'm going to leave it in the chat here. So I have been looking at this book on eBay for years now and had not pulled the trigger on buying it because it had been going for like over $200 for this book. And apparently they have come out with a reprint or something, because all of a sudden it's available on Amazon for like $22 after being unable to find this thing anywhere for less than 200 and something. All of a sudden I check, on Amazon one day and it's listed for $25. So it is an illustrated collection by Core Block, who is someone that actually Tolkien himself praised his illustrations of Middle Earth. So if you're interested, it's a very distinct style too. So if you're not familiar with it, you should look it up. Look up you'll find images of his work online. But it's a very unique style, and just kind of cool that, Tolkien praised this guy's artwork. And after not having access to it, essentially, except super expensive eBay, that all of a sudden it's now in reprint, apparently. So there you go. All right, there we go. Really working on this mountainous side here. It's like, I know the tower. I'm 4%. That can't be right. I'm on bag 4. There's not 100 bags in this thing, right? I mean, look at Frodo walking across the bottom. Have you ever seen these? So that, like, this keeps track of the whole progress, unless that's just this book. Oh, that might just be this book. Did anybody see how many bags there are total? I think I'm on bag 4. I'm very curious how many bags there are total, though, because it might be a while. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. Why is that not lining up? Oh dear, we are in trouble. I got a long way to go. Yeah, I figured that much. No, we are not doing the whole thing tonight. Sorry to burst anyone's bubble who is hoping. I'm too slow of a builder. I did the all-nighter watch parties. What more do you want? Okay. All right. I think I missed a piece here. Okay. Sorry, I keep bumping the dang thing. Okay. There's that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we're cooking. Bam. All right. Perfection takes time. Coordinating a con for me. What does that mean? Like you're going to plan my itinerary when I go to a convention? Is that what that means? Which Tolkien website do you usually use? I like Tolkien Gateway. I love Tolkien Gateway. That is hands down the best wiki for anything I've seen on the internet. Like if all wikis were as good as Tolkien Gateway, it would be a much merrier world. There's other wiki like, oh shoot, I have to take Gollum's fish away. Dang it. Sorry, Gollum. Yeah, their attention to detail is so great, and like I have told this story before, but like when I was in college, shortly after being introduced to Lord of the Rings and had gotten into the books and everything, I lost a good friend of mine who died in a car accident, and I like part of one of the most therapeutic things for me was just going on and diving into Tolkien like crazy. So yeah, I just read Tolkien Gateway articles like for hours at a time, kind of during that grieving process and stuff, and like over the course of months, like it just became part of, that was such a huge part of my deep dive into learning more, you know, getting into like the expanded stuff. So like, oh shoot. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so getting into the expanded stuff, like that was such a great resource to keep names straight in like the Silmarillion and stuff. So yeah, no, I love the work that those guys have done. All right. Gotta fix this. Mess up the fish holder. A Lego Orthanc stream. I actually have Lego Orthanc. It's over there next to Lego Helm's Deep. This is another thing. This is why I need the bigger Nerd Cave 2.0. Nerd Cave 2.0 will have room for these Legos, and maybe you guys will be able to see them all in the background every time I do a stream or something. Yeah, as far as other sites though, over the years that I've become a big fan of, Encyclopedia of Arta is another one. They have maps, and like that was in those early days of me diving deeper in my fandom. That was, I'm sure, you know, part of what drew me to the map portion of, you know, enjoying the geography. All right. Here we go. Leaks for future Lord of the Rings Legos. We may get a UCS style bag end. Yeah, I'm very curious to see. We were talking about that earlier, whether it's going to be a big set like the Barad-dûr and Rivendell, or if it's going to be, you know, some folks were wondering if it would be something a bit on the more affordable side. Like these are big, you know, we've had these big $300-$400 sets, and wondering if they might look to more replicate the other bag end that came out during the Hobbit films that was more in like the, I think 150, something like that. Oh, Balrog of Morgoth says bag end is 2017 pieces. So that is quite a bit smaller. That's less than half the size of this Barad-dûr. I'm always in favor of more Lord of the Rings Legos, though. They're so fun. I love Lego. My kids and I have built so many Legos over the years. They get them for, you know, they're super into them. They have their various hobbies that they're into, and they intersect with Lego. A lot of them, you know, whether it's Star Wars or Harry Potter or whatever. Fortnite is a big one recently. So they get a lot of Legos for like Christmas and stuff. Here we go. Mr. Bucks Nation, thank you so much for the super chat. My name is James, and me and my best friend Logan love your show. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much. Thank you, James. And shout out to Logan as well. Much appreciated. There will also be a Gandalf versus Durin's Bane Book Nook Lego set for $120 with 1,200 pieces this year. Interesting. 1,200's fairly small, I guess. Well, that's a decent size. This Fell Beast with the Nazgul on it is like 200, 269. So 1,200's a decent size. Oh, I want that Minas Tirith, though. I want him to do Minas Tirith so bad. Yeah, I think that makes sense that they would do some that are a bit more affordable. You know, obviously it's still a good chunk of money to spend. What'd you say, 125 on a Lego set? But compared to, you know, 400 or 500 that some of them run, it's like I I longingly look at like the Venator class Star Destroyer from Star Wars. I'm like, it's so huge and it looks so cool. But I can't bring myself to spend that much money on a Lego set. Because I think it's like $650 or something crazy. All right. We're rolling now, ladies and gents. I said that, and then I'm going to like mess up royally on something here. Minas Tirith has the problem of being too big and too detailed, not to mention it's a bit monochromatic. I don't know if I'd say it's too detailed. I feel like they do a really good job of scaling things and working in detail where it needs it, and like knowing where they can, you know, kind of gloss over a bit more, so to speak. Okay. What the heck? Does that go? No. Okay. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me I messed this up. No, it's supposed to go right there. Oh, I wonder if I just misplaced that one piece. I hope. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's see here. It's getting serious. I'm standing up. All right. Gotta go back and really take a look here. Yep, I put an entire wall in the wrong spot. Bah! Okay, this is why I usually have my son help me, so I don't make stupid mistakes like this. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Okay. Okay. We can do it. We can do it. Move just one over. There we go. There we go. Okay. 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 We got this. We got this. What if Butterbur took the One Ring? Then he would... Prancing Pony would be the most famous establishment in the history of Middle-earth. All right, there we go. Nailed it. Okay. We did it, folks. I can sit back down. Paul Vincenti? Am I saying that right? Vincenti? Just pop by for a quick visit. Congratulations on 5 years, Matt. You really know your stuff and do a wonderful show together. I raise a pint to you. Here's to another 5 years and then some. Thank you so much. All right. Here we go. I told you there'd be some backtracking involved. I remember I released a time lapse of doing Lego Rivendell, and I had to edit some parts out where I had to go back. Whoops. Lock in. This is about as locked in as I get, I think. And I'd like to blame it on being live streaming, but the truth is, I'm pretty sure I'd mess up the same amount regardless. I just think I just let my mind wander. So whether I'm talking on a live stream or wondering what would happen if certain people took the ring, like Butterbur or something, it doesn't matter. One way or another, I'm going to screw it up at some point. How do you buy this set from me? I don't think I could ship this. I think once it's built, I think it's living here in the Nerd Cave. Plus, if you're going to buy a Lego set, you'd want to build it. You don't want someone else to build it for you. Wouldn't that be a fun job if you were like a Lego builder? Like if someone, I guess maybe some people don't like putting Lego together. I love putting Lego together, so I can't imagine such a thing, but I'm sure there are. But like, what if those people hired you to just build Legos for them? I feel like that would be the greatest job. Someone asked if I do D&D. I don't. This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I've never actually sat down and played a game of D&D. Like it's the classic, you know, like the one that every nerd should do, but I just haven't had the situation where I could sit down with people and play. I don't really have any friends around me that are into it. I need to do figure out some streams to do the One Ring RPG though, since we're talking about RPGs. That'd be fun. All right. All right. All right. No. Okay. That's there. Okay. Sorry, just making sure I don't screw this up. Try not to just barge straight ahead, because that's when I mess things up. I feel like maybe I already did, though. Did I? Doesn't seem to be lining up quite right. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, wait. No, that's right. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Fish Trousers 85. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for your videos. As a person who struggles with reading, your videos help to bring Middle Earth to life. Congrats on 5 years. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for the super chat and thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. I'm glad that The videos could help you dive deeper into the world. Wait, what am I doing? That's not right. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when I don't orient it the same direction as in the instructions. Oh goodness. Okay. All right, there we go. Now we're cooking. All right. Sorry, I'm very enthralled here with making sure I don't screw this up. Okay, that was a big step. There were a lot of pieces in that step. Okay. Will I ever do a spoiler review of War of the Rohirrim? Yes, I will. Trying to figure some things out. There's weird, like the my spoiler free review got claimed on YouTube. And it's not like a strike or anything like that, so it's nothing to be worried about or anything like that. But yeah, just need to figure out like what I can and can't do in terms of using like clips and stuff. It's weird. I'm pretty sure we'll get it sorted out and stuff, but it's just one of those hassles. I guess it happens a lot with movie studios, claiming reviews that are clearly fair use and everything, but they do it for whatever reason. So yeah, just kind of gonna get that figured out, get that taken care of, so then I can go forward with spoiler reviews and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm kind of simultaneously. Oh, we get to put two pieces together. Here we go. Ready? Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. Well, that's kind of a weird. Does it go like that? Yeah. Maybe. Go together. There we go. Bam. Look at that. Boom. Ha ha. Yes. All right. We'll be doing good if we finish like the fiery base of this dang thing tonight. I was thinking we might go to like 11, which I realize now is only an hour from now. So we'll see. We'll see how far we can get. Man. Like on bag. This is bag 4. Oh my gosh. Did anybody look up how many bags are in this set? I'm pretty sure it's got to be like 30 something, right? That's my guess. I'm guessing it's in the 30s. That's me just spitballing here. 40 bags. Whew. All right. Giddy up. Okay, so 40 bags. Oh my gosh. And we've completed 4 in 2 hours. Wow. Now, don't be upset, guys, if next stream I've built some, or let my son build some in the interim, and that you don't see every single piece laid down. I'm just going to give you a heads up. That might happen. Just think of it as like one of those magic of TV moments, like on cooking shows, where they like put it in the oven and then 5 seconds later they pull it out of the oven. It's just one of those magic of TV moments. We might have one of those for this set, just to get us in a more realistic trajectory here. Can I start building the fell beast soon? Yes, I will do that. Thank you for reminding me that, so that I would not forget. All right. That looks good. All right. Whoop. Don't open the fell beast set. It's worth like $100. Oh, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it so good. All right. Hey, look, we're getting some black pieces. We might be getting close to the foundation. All right. This is going to look awesome when it gets together, though. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I can't, I've got this Lego Lord of the Rings set in my possession. I can't flip it. It's not going to happen. This is no mere Lego set. This is a Lord of the Rings Lego set. And I must build it.
We must build it, precious. We must.
Could be worth something in 75 years. No, actually, okay, so this is fascinating to me. This is another, like, we're going off the rails on our topics of conversation. Like I said, these fun streams, 5th anniversary stream, we will allow ourselves to go off the rails a bit. So Lego, I've seen articles and news pieces on this. Lego is like something that some people legit invest in and like buy it for the purpose of holding on to it for a while until the set like retires, and then selling it on eBay for a profit. And the value of Lego actually outpaces like the stock market, which is wild, but also totally believable. It's crazy. I don't have the discipline for that. I would want to build them all, which means I would have to buy 2 of anything I bought if I were to take on such an endeavor, because I know that if I had one that I liked, I guess if I was doing it for stuff that I didn't care about, like I think there's a Lego Twilight set. I could buy that and hold on to that for however long until it was worth something, because I could not care less about Twilight. But imagine collecting like a Lego Star Wars thing or Lego Lord of the Rings. I mean, it goes without saying, Lord of the Rings, I'm going to build that dang thing. But even Star Wars, I'd be like, oh, I got this ship. It's just sitting there. I just know there'd come a day where I'm like, oh, I could build that ship. Oh, but I'm supposed to wait another 2 years and then sell it. No, I'm going to build that dang thing. I just know. So I know it's not for me. Investing in flipping Lego is not for me because I have way too much fun building them. Whoa, the Lego Black Gate unopened for 20 years, says Lavinia Marie. You have much stronger willpower than I. See, I've been looking on eBay at things like the Lego Black Gate. That's where my temptation comes in. All right. Oh, this is an interesting piece. I wonder what this is going to be. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if they made a Tom Bombadil Lego set? That would be so fun. The thing is, okay, so here's the question. Because so far, all the Lego sets, understandably, are based on the movies. Like, Tom Bombadil wasn't in the movies. I guess as long as they have the license through Middle-earth Enterprises, then they could do that. But they'd have to get the book license, not like the Warner Brothers movie license, you know? Which I think it has to be licensed through... I don't know. If they have, like, Middle-earth listed on there, then it probably already is licensed in some form or fashion through them. I don't know. Rights and stuff are a confusing thing. During the 7th. Oh, what did I miss? During the 7th, may we get Matt to do a true Mordor theme unboxing if I send it to him? Send what? What did I miss in the chat? Oh, during the 7th is the one held on to the Black Gate. Oh, man. I think that's a small enough one. I would sit down and do that for a full stream. I think. I might be talking nonsense if it's bigger than I think it is. But I think that's probably one of those that would be doable on a stream. I think. All right. It's not those. What? Oh, I just did that step. What the heck? Oh my gosh. I was looking for pieces that I already have. That I'd already built. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. Whoop. A museum in Switzerland dedicated to Tolkien's works? Wow. I would love to check that out because I really want to go to the LOTR, which was the inspiration Tolkien had for Rivendell, that is also in Switzerland. Ooh, Weathertop Lego set? That would be cool. Mirkwood, City of Dale. Those could be cool. I tend to gravitate toward the ones that have like that are more a solid structure kind of thing. So like Lake Town is one where it couldn't really be a solid structure because of, the nature of those buildings and everything. So I wouldn't be as hyped for that. That's why I gravitate toward like Minas Tirith being the Holy Grail piece, because it would be a really cool single piece. What? The Black Gate is only 656 pieces and is worth as much as Barad-dûr and Rivendell are now. That is crazy. That really makes me wonder what Barad-dûr and Rivendell will go for in like 20 years. That's crazy. Wow. See, the Smaug one, that's the one I mentioned earlier. I keep looking at the Smaug one because I really want to build the dragon and have a Lego Smaug hanging out. But it's like $400 or something. It's crazy. It's crazy. Can you imagine people like retiring on their Lego collection? Like you save up Lego your entire life and then retire when you sell your Legos. All right. Your 401 play, you could call it. But that was lame. I know it and you know it. Yeah, Smaug alone is $400. That's crazy. Oh, Smaug is made of more brittle plastic. I heard that about, is it brown pieces that historically, like they used to be more brittle? I don't think it's still a thing. Like, I think it's been fixed since then. But it used to be that brown pieces would be like the first to break. Hey, Higgy, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Fell Beast. Yeah, I'll get to the Fell Beast. I'm going to finish this bag. I have to like take breaks and stuff at a bag or else it will drive me crazy. Extra pieces drive me a little crazy, but sometimes I just go with it. If I'm like, well, messed that up, got this extra piece. Sometimes I just go with that. But if I stop it, I cannot stop. If I'm building a Lego late at night or something, I have to finish the bag before I go to bed. It'll stress me out. Oh, Balrog and Morgoth, my ultimate collector sandcrawler has a bunch of broken pieces now. Oh, I bet. Yeah, that thing is like all brown. That how old is that set? I didn't think it was that old. All right. PS3 NBA Elite 11 goes for $12,000. What? A PS3 game? That's insane. Why? Just why? That does not compute. Nowhere Man. Never been in your live streams before, but I'm liking this community. I love this community. You guys are the best. 100%. I like to keep it chill here. Okay. It wasn't supposed to release and only 20 to 30 copies exist. Okay. I kind of get that. I mean, I don't get it, like what, but I get it, you know? I think it's bananas, but I understand at least the scarcity element that's at work. That makes sense. An original Alf teddy bear is well over $2,000. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I should say Namarie.
In Gollum voice?
Namarie.
What is XLOTR off? What does that mean? I didn't expect us to go down the rabbit hole of crazy inflated toy collectibles. Oh, exploring Lord of the Rings. Oh, okay. So is Corey taking a break or something? Did you know there's a city in Italy called Turin? Just a fun fact. That's right. They hosted the Winter Olympics. Because I'm old enough to remember that. Moaz says, I watched War of the Rohirrim recently and it wasn't as bad as the reviews made it. Yeah, I don't think it got a fair shake in a lot of reviews, honestly. That's just my 2 cents. I think it's a solidly good film. Okay. Just making sure I get these. I'm kind of particular about these bricks. So these are the black bricks. If you're familiar with Lego, one side the grooves go up and down, and the other side they go side to side, and it drives me crazy when my kids put together Lego and they don't pay attention to the direction. So that was me analyzing to make sure I got the direction going the right way. Yeah, honestly, I don't put much stock in Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Like, I think I used to give it more credence, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, make up your own mind. But like, not that reviews don't have a place, because they definitely do. But I would rather personally find a reviewer that I like, and even if I don't agree with them all the time, I like their insight on movies. So even if I see a movie that I'm not crazy about, or I don't like as much as they did, I get value out of hearing them talk about it. Like one of the YouTube channels that I watch a good amount is John Campia. And I just like his commentary on things. And when new movies come out, like, he'll do reviews and stuff. Sorry, analyzing, processing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get too hung up on Rotten Tomato scores and stuff like that. I prefer to go by various reviewers that I like their commentary and I can usually get a feel for, the good ones will say like, oh, if you like this type of thing, you'll get hints by what they say that will kind of lead you to know whether you like it based on what they've said about other things. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. All right. That was a big piece. This feels really important. Yeah, okay. There it is. Nice. Oh, yeah. You see that? There's actually black showing up. We've started on the tower, guys. We did it. It's progress. Oh, man. Okay. This goes on here. All right. One. Sorry, folks. I'm just double checking. Oh, man. Okay. There's a lot of little triangle pieces in this thing. So many. All right. Yep. Ah, dang it. All right. There we go. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen, but the yeah, everybody's focused. Everybody's focused up. I like it. War of the Rohirrim is coming out pretty darn soon on like 4K and Blu-ray and everything. I think it's mid-February. It's already out on digital. Like I said, I love physical media, so I'm all about the physical media. Pre-ordered the Steelbook. Cheese slopes is what you call the little triangle pieces. That's funny. Pre-ordered the Steelbook. Nice. Yeah, the Steelbook looks really cool. I love the concept art of Helm Hammerhand that's on the Steelbook. It looks legit. Oh man, during the 7th. Thanks so much for the super chat, man. That's super kind of you. Doran says, thanks for entertaining us with your voice, dazzling us with featured artwork, and enlightening us on the lore of Tolkien. It can't be 5 years. It feels like you've always been a part of the Tolkien community. Here's to 20. Thank you so much, Doran. Oh, that's super nice of you. And thank you for the $20 super chat. That's super, super kind. Thank you so much. All right. I'm a little nervous about these other 2 pieces. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to flip back through this, and then I'm going to open this fell beast, and we're going to build this fell beast so we get that done. Oh, there they go. Right? Did I mess that up? No. 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 No, I'm good. Aha. Yep. Okay. Figured it out. Got to pop this off here, of course. Oh, geez. Stupid. This is what happens.
Stupid frat hobbit.
I'm going to say that every time I mess up. Is anybody still keeping track? Higgy seems like the kind of person that would keep track of how many times I mess up. That seems like something that would entertain him. Bought a BOGO Theory Sabers for a Christmas gift to family, so I cannot afford another toy gift for a long time per my Mrs. orders. That's awesome. Do you like the sabers? I'm curious. I've seen them on like Instagram and stuff. They seem pretty cool. All right, let's get. I promised you guys the fell beast, so we'll see. We'll see how fast we can build the fell beast. I might do another bag yet on Barad-dûr, but I promise you the fell beast. He comes with a Nazgul, so we can get something fully built tonight. Do I plan on releasing a review of War of the Rohirrim? So I did a non-spoiler one, but yes, I will do a spoiler one, hopefully here in the next few weeks. That's my goal. I also need to do a season 2 Rings of Power review, which I get reminders of every time I post a video. Which I understand. That's perfectly fair. It's been a while. All right, we're gonna bookmark this guy. But I usually have a lot of thoughts when it comes to Rings of Power, so it's a long video. Ooh, how close is the Warhammer podcast to launching? So Josh and I have had some really good conversations about, you know, what we feel would work well in terms of, you know, how the format. It will be here on YouTube for those, you know, because when you say podcast, people assume audio only. But we're planning on doing video here on YouTube, video podcast. I mean, honestly, I could see us maybe recording the first episode as early as here in the next couple weeks. So we'll see. But yeah, we're just kind of, we want to make sure that once we launch it and get going into it, that, you know, that we're good on our pace and everything, because you don't want to start and stop and have it be interrupted. Like, we want it to be, you know, satisfying for all the viewers and everything, and something that people can be excited about, and not have us be stopping and starting because we're busy with our main channels and stuff like that. Like, we want to be able to do it on a regular basis, get in a good groove, work ahead, and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely be keeping everyone posted on our socials and on our YouTube channels. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be I think it'll be a lot of fun. Like, I've had a blast getting into the hobby of Warhammer. Especially like the lore and the painting are kind of the two things that I like doing the most. There we go. There's the Nazgul. Let's get it right on our fell beast. This should go much faster. Would be interested to know how your experience with the PPP has been. Oh man, it's miserable. Oh my gosh. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's been a lot of fun. I think, is it the last 3 seasons that I've done guest stints? I think that's right. I think it's the last 3 seasons. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like, I really like what Alan does there, where, you know, going through chapter by chapter the books is really fun, and it's like a really good pace. Like, I feel like it's a good sweet spot of a pace to go through the books, where you go through, you know, take a few episodes per chapter. Yeah, it's been fun. No, Alan and I get along well, and we give each other so much crap. If Jordan were here, he would attest to how much crap he probably edits out that we are ragging on each other. I will share. I don't think it made it into an episode because it was during a live hangout that I got my best burn. So I make fun of IT's Alan because he's a little bit older than me, not like crazy older. Like, I feel like I'm an old man as it is, but he's an older man. So I think my best burn on Alan so far has been when we showed up to a live hangout, and I was like, "Oh, I love your recording setup here. It's really cool." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it works pretty well." And I was like, "I didn't know that they allowed sound booths in nursing homes." And yeah, that's probably my best burn for Alan. And I got a good chuckle out of myself. Whenever you can laugh at something that you can make yourself laugh, it's always a good day, right? All right. Here we go. All right. I'm getting a little bit of the body. You can kind of get a sense. His belly there. Came to the channel to watch the video of Middle-earth weapons while I fall asleep, but now I'm sucked into this. Dang it. Well, we won't go like terribly much longer, I don't think. You know, we'll wrap it up here, maybe about 11 or so. So like half hour. So even if you're sucked into it, you won't lose like a crazy amount of sleep. Oh, Katie, you said you gave Alan crap for giving me too much crap? I feel like it's fairly evenly distributed crap, all said. All right. I'm supposed to be studying. I'm here for the fell beast. Aowen's Pride, what are you supposed to be studying right now? That is the question. There we go. Okay. Just got a text from Cliff Broadway. Shout out to Cliff from the One Ring. Congratulating me on 5 years. Library and Information Technician Diploma. Year 2, semester 4. But you probably all know all this stuff, right? Do you need to study that much? You probably know it all. So here's a funny story. Does anyone who is like past school age ever have a nightmare once in a while that you have like forgotten to study for a test or like slept through a college class or something? Because every so often I wake up and I'm like kind of panicked because I'm like, I slept through a class or so, like I have a dream that I slept through a class or something stupid. All right. The one where you forgot to sign up for a class until finals week and never attended. Oh, that's funny. I think I have had that one. It's similar where it's like I didn't attend a class for an entire semester or something. I've dreamt that I didn't complete my undergrad degree and I assume I did. Oh, wait. Double check. Yeah, okay. Ooh, we get to put spikes on. Yeah, right? You would think that you would outgrow that. Like, I haven't been to college in 15 years. Why the heck am I having that kind of dream where I am late for a class or skipped a class or something? That's ridiculous. There we go. A couple pieces together. Gonna start a petition in Canada to make Tolkien's writings required reading. Man, if I've said this before, I think, but how much cooler would it have been to read Tolkien in school? Like, I remember getting the most boring books to read. And it's not one of those where, oh, it seems boring at the time, and then you grow up and you're like, oh, that's actually pretty good. No. Just stupid stuff. If only they would have given us Tolkien instead. Psh. All right. Oh, don't tell me I'm missing a piece. That would be a bummer. Okay, come on. It's got to be here. Come on. Come on, beastie. Dang it. Not seeing this piece. Silmarillion was a book required by one of my AP English teachers? Get out of here. That's awesome. Where the heck did you go to school? It sounds like a great place. Well, all right, I'm going to skip that one for now. Can't believe I'm missing that piece. Okay. Oh, since you guys are watching here, I'll give you a tease for what's going to be coming up. Another fun little nerdy excursion that I will hopefully come back with some video content for the channel from is Lord of the Rings in concert at Radio City Music Hall. So I'll be heading there next month. And we'll see. I put out some feelers to see if we can get some kind of film something. At the very least, I'll post my vibes and give you a review kind of thing. But we'll see. It'd be really cool. There might be a chance to do some really cool stuff. I have for years thought it would be so cool to see the performed live orchestra for Lord of the Rings. So I'm super pumped. Am I young enough to say that I'll post my vibes? I don't know. I just did, so I don't know. The die's been cast. All right. All right. There we go. Look at that. Spiky tail. And we are on to bag 2. There's 3 bags to this, in case anyone's curious. Bookworm's asking about my book reviews. Hopefully the first one here in the next couple weeks. I'm hoping they'll go pretty quickly after that. I might have to release like a couple in the same week to get caught up. I've definitely fallen behind. We had some sickies going through our house around the holidays and stuff. It felt, and this is another thing that my editor my editor Taylor and Jordan, the editor of Prancing Pony Podcast that I've been guest hosting on lately, can attest to, is that my voice has not been great lately, and it's been kind of rough, and it's been one of those where I try to catch my voice at the exact right time of day where it sounds the least horrible. And just here in the last few days has been where it's felt like my voice has been back to normal, where I can talk like this and be good to go. Cole Jenkins pulling an all-nighter on a random Tuesday, and here we are. Indeed. I think you will be rocking and rolling far later than I will be. But we're up at the same time in this moment. Oh, Lavinia asks, this is a good question. This is one that I've actually seen a decent number of times. Why did Frodo get stung when he had the mithril shirt? So in the books, he actually gets stung on the neck, not in his chest. So that is kind of a movie plot hole thing, because he really shouldn't have. Given the fact that he had his mithril shirt on at that time. Like, she shouldn't have been able to sting him. So yeah, that's just one of those things. Maybe I could see maybe the getting stung in the neck might have been a like extra violent seeming, as opposed to, it's a lot easier to do the thing where, because they don't actually show him getting stung, you see the stinger come down, and then you see Frodo's reaction to it. It's one of those like violent moments that's more violent in your head than what's actually depicted on screen. Which I have a real appreciation for when films do that effectively, when they allude to the violence and let your imagination do the heavy lifting. I think it's cool. Much prefer that, in a lot of places. Like there's time for violence depicted on screen, obviously, but I like striking that balance. I like projects that I feel like strike a good balance, and that's one of those moments where I actually think it hits harder because it's just alluded to. But yeah, it would be hard to like allude to him getting stung in the neck. I feel like you'd have to be pretty close on his eyes. All right. Okay, come on. There we go. All right. I think this is starting on his neck here, it looks like. Did I find the missing piece? I did. I think I got it figured out. So I just quickly kind of put it back together there. Bookworm asks, when you first started this channel, did the thought ever cross your mind that in just 5 years this would be your full-time job and you would have over 1 million subscribers? No, definitely not. That was not remotely a thought in my mind. Yeah, and I've told this story before, but my big dream for the channel was that it would one day be successful enough that I wouldn't have to film weddings on the weekends to kind of, pay off student loans and stuff like that. So yeah, to go from starting a channel to 2.5 years in, it being my full-time job, and what was it? 4 years? After 4 years, we had 1 million subscribers. Like it's crazy. Obviously I'm hugely blessed with this channel and this awesome community that we have here. Yeah, so thank you to you guys who watch this channel each and every week and have for all these years. I can't thank you enough for making Nerd of the Rings what it is today. It's a dream job. To say it's a dream job is an understatement. Like, to get to talk to you guys about Tolkien each and every week is just a dream come true. And yeah, hopefully I can return the favor of you guys making this channel what it is by bringing you some cool content. Yeah, I'm always trying to think of ways to do cool things here, and I think we've got some fun stuff in store for 2025. I'm pumped about it, and yeah, I can't get into all the things quite yet. But yeah, I think in what seemed like it might be kind of a slower year, you know, in terms of like Tolkien stuff, I think we're gonna have a lot to have fun with this year. All right. Oh, I've got his tongue. Interesting. Okay. There we go. New York Comic-Con this year. I don't know if I'll end up going to New York Comic-Con. I don't know if I'll go to San Diego. It's still kind of up in the air. It does seem like, it's going to be, in terms of film and TV and everything, it seems like there might not be, unless Hunt for Gollum, has a presence at one or the other, then maybe. But if it's, with Hunt for Gollum just now maybe filming this year, I don't know. Last I heard, they hadn't, like, they were still, I think Philippa said in her interviews at New York Comic-Con that they were still like cracking the story kind of thing. So, but yeah, unless there's some big goings on, I might take a year off from doing the cons and focus on doing cool stuff on the channel. And then I would think that maybe 2026 would be another Rings of Power year, maybe. I don't know. Like, they haven't started filming that yet. They haven't started filming that yet for season 3. So I don't know. That might be 2027. Honestly, it would not surprise me. I don't know. I don't know how fast, they can put that together. Oh, sweet. We got a leg. But yeah, and then Hunt for Gollum is supposed to be 2026. So I'm not expecting much, if anything, this convention season. It would be next convention season that Hunt for Gollum would theoretically take off. Keaton, are you planning on doing an obscure adaptation live stream from the 1971 Swedish Fellowship of the Ring? I think, is that one of the ones that we did, or have we not done that one? I would be curious. If you have a link for it, definitely share it in the chat here. Because we did, like, in the early days of the channel, back when we had like maybe 10 to 15 people per stream on a good day, we did some obscure adaptation streams. Not really a controversy, but oh, thank you so much, Nathaniel. I thought I saw. People are nervous that the de-aging techniques might be too obvious. I don't know. The tech is getting pretty good. Yeah, I am not a huge fan on the de-aging stuff. I think the problem is it's too often like straight up face swapping and less subtle de-aging. I think it just they try to have it do too much, and that's when it gets into uncanny valley, and that's what I just can't stand. So a good example is like the Luke Skywalkers in Mando season 2 and 3, I think it is. Is that right? Season 2 and season 3 where they had, or no, it was Book of Boba Fett, wasn't it? Anyway, there was 2 projects that had Luke, and he was just so uncanny valley, especially that first appearance in Mandalorian season 2. Same thing with Peter Cushing's Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One. And even worse was the Leia one in Rogue One. I don't know. I feel like, either don't include the character or recast or something in those situations. Like I don't think they're not going to age well. Like that Mandalorian Luke is definitely not aging well. Right? Yeah. So they have, like, I saw people saying how they should have Sebastian Stan play Luke Skywalker. I'm like, sure. Like, he looks the part. He's a quality actor. Does Hunt for Gollum look compelling? I think it could. I think it depends on what it focuses on. I think the thing that I'm nervous about is how much will it focus on Gollum versus those hunting for Gollum? Because theoretically, like, my mind immediately went to, oh, it's going to be a lot about Aragorn, which would be really cool. Like, I could totally see a situation where you get like flashbacks and stuff. Like, if you were telling Aragorn's story, like, that'd be pretty legit. But I've also, heard people theorizing that it's going to be about Gollum himself mostly, and that makes me pretty nervous because I feel like he's a really, really good secondary character. But elevating him to main character might be too much. Like, it might not be as awesome as, like, it might be too much of a good thing kind of thing. It's kind of like when they made Jack Sparrow the main character of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, Jack Sparrow was awesome as a secondary character. Fantastic. But then when he's like the main character, it like wore thin a little bit more, I think. So yeah, that's kind of my concern with that one. Okay, so Bookworm has a great question. It says, has it been confirmed that it's 2 movies? So no, it is confirmed actually that it's not 2 movies. Hunt for Gollum is 1 movie, and then they're going to do another live action movie in Middle Earth. So there's a quote, like, I think it was Sir Ian McKellen who said something about, they reach out to me, it's 2 films, something. So like I think a lot of people, like, or at least I did, immediately was like, oh, okay, he's saying that they want him for 2 films. But a lot of the media and stuff picked it up and said, Hunt for Gollum is 2 films. They're spreading it into 2 films, which is not what he said. Like, yes, it could be construed that way. Like, you could interpret it that way. I don't fault people for, reading it that way, but I think if you use a certain level of discernment, it's pretty easy to pretty easy to see how, like, he's just been approached to be in 2 movies and play Gandalf twice. That's all it is. That's all he was saying. So yeah, but it's since come out since then that, like, no, it's not 2 movies. It's 1 Hunt for Gollum movie and 1 other movie that we don't know yet. Bold of Rings of Power to recast Gandalf. Yeah. No, I think it excuse me. Yeah, it was obviously, I was Team Blue Wizard all the way, and I still think that would have been the better call. I mean, you can't deny that Gandalf has the recognizability. And the SEO and all that stuff. But he didn't always. That's kind of the way I look at it, is like, yeah, Gandalf's super popular, but like, he wasn't always. Like, I mean, of people who knew Lord of the Rings, I'm sure, like, Gandalf is obviously super popular, but even among people who read the books beforehand, like, I feel like a lot of them answer Aragorn as their favorite character. Like, I don't think Gandalf is like the slam dunk favorite character of everyone kind of thing. That's what my overall point that I was trying to make there is. He's much more mysterious in the books, which he is in the films too, I guess. But all that to say is, like, I don't think you can just say, like, oh, well, they had to do Gandalf because he's a recognizable character. Because, like, you have other wizards you could work with, and you could make them into recognizable characters. Like, if you write a well-written character and make him compelling and make him interesting, people will be interested in the character. It's not just like, yeah. I'm gonna end up giving you like a preview of my review, I guess, if I'm not careful here. But yeah, I just think it was a little bit of a shame. I was a little bummed, but I mean, the writing was on the wall the entire second season that's what they were doing. It would have been shocking if they didn't, honestly. Oh yeah, no, if the other wizard is so Keaton is making the point, that they've almost set it up where people are expecting the other wizard to be Saruman. Yeah, that would be horrible. Like, legit, that would be a terrible decision. Like, being Gandalf is not my preferred choice. And like, I think the other would have been, Blue Wizard would have been better. But straight up, I think having him be Saruman would be a terrible decision. Because then it opens up the can of worms of, like, so wait, him and Gandalf were enemies, but then they're friends again, and then he's surprised when Saruman betrays him. Like, it would be the dumbest thing. Yeah, I think he's meant to be a blue wizard, that they're just they had like a blue dot of paint on like the runic soldiers that were serving him. So I think that's a clue. Yeah, I mean, they did say that he was not Saruman, which is, to their credit, they never said that the other wizard wasn't Gandalf. So that's something. I will note that at Comic-Con 2022, they also distinctly said that they said that there was enough events in the second age that they didn't need to pull in events from the third age, and then proceeded to have hobbits and Gandalf and the Balrog. So I mean, is the case, and it's not unique to this show, but I always take like showrunner and people involved with productions, I take their words with a grain of salt. All right. All right. There it is. Okay. Sorry, had to go searching for a piece here. We're getting there. How'd you feel about the death of Sauron at the beginning of season 2? Within the context of the show, it was interesting. Like, it sets up the conflict with Adar and the orcs and everything. Lore-wise, I'm not as crazy about it because it's Sauron losing his bodily form. And then, because the first time he loses bodily form is obviously the fall of Numenor. So there's some concerns there, but like dramatically, I thought it was interesting and effective for the story that they were going for. I was not a fan of the sludge Sauron thing, the symbiote. So polite, I'm making an honorary Canadian. Oh, goodness. That's the Midwesterner in me, I guess. It's very similar. Yeah, there was some writing that was kind of weird because Sauron basically said like, all right, we're gonna make war and some of you are gonna die. And it's like, okay. I mean, this shouldn't be shocking to orcs. Like, if they're gonna go to war, duh, some of them are gonna die at this point. I also wasn't sure like why Morgoth's chief lieutenant would have to like introduce himself and like win over the orcs so much. Well, maybe not win over the orcs, but like he kind of introduced himself. Maybe that's for the audience though, I guess, because he is played by a different actor. Do you go to Chicago Comic-Con or just New York Comic-Con? New York Comic-Con this year was the first year I'd ever been to New York Comic-Con, actually. Been to San Diego Comic-Con the last 3 years. Oh yeah, Katie. Yeah, there is some stuff. That's why I kind of backtracked on that because I realized I wasn't saying that right. Like he would not. He didn't get respect in like his fair form. And yeah, the orcs like laughed at him and didn't respect him and stuff. Look at that. Look at that fell beastie. It looks so cool. Oh yeah, I think Charlie Vickers is one of the best actors on the show for sure. I think the Celebrimbor's death scene remains my favorite episode or favorite moment from both seasons. Like in season 1, it was definitely my favorite moment was the shot of the 2 trees and Tyrion. Just that Valinor shot was just really, really, really cool. And then this year, yeah, I really like the Anatar stuff with Celebrimbor, and Celebrimbor's death scene, I think, for me, is the high water mark of the series. And obviously, I'll get into all that in my review when the time comes. Hopefully soon. I hope he takes on like a really like an armored up form going forward. Like it's about time he takes on a non-fair form for a bit. I mean, he's not going to look. Presumably he's not going to look just like he did in the movies, but like I think it's time for him to look like he did in the prologue sequence. Okay, and that's another thing. Since we were talking about it earlier, with the whole introduction where Sauron is killed, like the prologue sequence of season 1 shows him in his armored up form, and like Galadriel even tells us that like the orcs now fell under Sauron's command. So like presumably meaning that he was in charge of them now. And then like for season 2 to kind of sort of retcon that was interesting, where it shows that he didn't command them. It was just interesting choice. Bam. All right. Oh, we get to put the little feet down. So he's all clamped on there. There we go. All right. And then get our Nazgul on here. Which one do you think this is? It's not. Well, it could be Witch King before the Battle of Pelennor Fields, I suppose. There we go. There he is. Nazgul on his fell beast. So there you go. We've had we've had around 200 people here most of the night. So there you go. For all you folks who stuck around, you get to see something completed. And again, the reminder, here's where we're at so far. Excuse me. Here's where we're at so far on Barad-dûr. It looks kind of pitiful by comparison. Oh my gosh. I do need 8 more of these. That would be pretty awesome. So yeah, he's looking pretty big compared to Barad-dûr right now. Barad-dûr is kind of small, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So we'll do another stream at some point. Like I said, we'll do some magic of TV here, and it might be a little farther along, so you guys can see it in a farther along state, and we can get to where we're doing more, putting on stickers and interior rooms and stuff like that. That'll be a little more exciting to watch than this was today. But hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you again so much for watching this channel, for making, like I said earlier, for making Nerd of the Rings what it is today. Like it's beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so grateful, so thankful, so blessed to be able to share this love of Tolkien with you guys. It's been an incredible ride for these past 5 years. I'm looking forward to the next 5, the next 10, the next 15, however long, people are up for talking about Tolkien and nerding out here on the channel. I will be here to nerd out with you guys. We still have 18 hours left. Look at that. That's not happening tonight. I'm sorry. I'm already feeling kind of tired, so I can't even imagine what I'd be like in 18 years or in 18. See, I'm not even talking right. In 18 hours, I would not be able to operate. This would not look like Barad-dûr if I continued this for the next 18 hours. So yeah, we'll do another one of these. Might do one as an exclusive with Patreon folks over on Discord. So stay tuned for that. If you guys are interested, if you're interested in joining through Patreon or through here on YouTube through YouTube channel memberships, you can get it for as low as $1. That's the lowest amount that I could make it. And you get access to Discord, which is an amazing community of folks. We have fun in there. Every day we're chatting about stuff, and it's just a really great supportive environment in there. So thank you again so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time on Nerd of the Rings.